Now, talking about Breakthrough itself, we have with us the chair of Breakthrough, Bill Taranto, and we have our newest enterprise member, the CIO of FF Pharmaceuticals, John Hahn, to talk about what's happening in not only digital diagnostics, but also what's happening in digital health. Bill, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. Always look forward to these interviews.
Let me turn my camera on.
Hey, John, how are you?
Good morning, good afternoon.
Well, John, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Great to see you again. And as you know, this is a format we get to do about a 15-minute interview. And so the audience, we have lots of students, investors, entrepreneurs, and a lot of them may not know who you are. And I was wondering if you could just walk the group through briefly your career journey from Telmar Network Technology through Semtech, and now you're at FFF Enterprises, and how you kind of ended up there.
Sure. Thank you, Bill. Love to do that. So hello, everybody, and thank you for joining. And I really appreciate the opportunity to share some information about myself and about the other company with everybody today. So just a quick bio. I studied computer science at University of California, Irvine, and then later at UCLA. In my early career, I was a serious software developer in defense industry, and this is pre-Silicon Valley, so all the cool, interesting jobs are in U.S. defense industry, so that's where I was. Then about 20 years ago, I got my first CIO job at Telmar Network Technologies, and over the years, I have really enjoyed my senior IT leadership role and have worked in several industries from telecommunications to global semiconductor to most recently biopharmaceutical wholesale distribution and specialty pharmacy at FFF Enterprises, where I am really, really excited to be a part of the team. How did I end up at FFF? I was recruited by a friend and a former colleague who was a CFO that I had worked with at Telmar, and he convinced me to come over to FFF, and he worked on me for 2 years. And I finally said yes.
Well, great. Well, thank you for that introduction. I appreciate it. So for the audience that's not familiar with FFF Enterprises, can you tell us a little about what you all do and then what your specific role is at FFF Enterprises?
Sure. First, FFF Enterprises were a large biopharmaceutical distribution company with several related wholly owned subsidiaries, all in healthcare and life sciences. One of those subsidiaries, New Factor Specialty Pharmacy, and we are always pushing the boundaries and looking for innovative ideas and solutions to serve our customers better and improve patient outcome. FFF, as a wholesale distribution company, we supply critical care drugs to large health systems and healthcare providers. And New Factor, as a specialty pharmacy, has several thousand patients under our care for home infusion. We're headquartered in California, in a beautiful city called Temecula, with distribution centers and specialty pharmacies in California, Texas, and North Carolina. And we serve customers nationwide. We're a US-only company. And this is our 34th year in business.
Great, great. And then what do you do specifically as CIO?
So I report to the founder and CEO, Patrick Schmidt, and I'm part of the senior leadership team at FFF. And I'm responsible for overall technology strategy and roadmap for the company. And although my role obviously includes a traditional part of running IT organization and playing the senior IT leadership role, my job as a CIO at FFF also includes heavy business strategy component, which has been really exciting and personally rewarding. So the way in which my role as a CIO is different at FFF is that I'm an integral part of our business team and business engine. Almost all that we do rely really heavily on technology-driven solutions, whether it be expert systems or cold storage IoT devices to conduct our business. And my team and I collaborate and work closely with the business team on innovative solution development to serve our customers and patients. And I really, really enjoy that.
That's fantastic. So obviously this is all about digital and about in your healthcare company. Can you tell us a little about how you're leading FFF Enterprises in sort of their digital revolution, what you may be specifically doing in digital health?
Sure. Yeah, thank you for asking that question. I believe that we're very unique and different from other companies where I have worked. because we're a services company as opposed to a product company, we are absolutely focused on leveraging technology and having world-class digital strategy and innovative strategy with innovative and often disruptive solutions, which will enable us to serve our customers and patients better. So I'd like to give you a couple examples just to illustrate those points. So first, we have been investing and developing IoT smart bridge technology to solve a very complex part of supply chain challenges that our customers experience. These IoT cabinets have many sensing technologies from RFID to electromechanical to computer vision and weight sensing, so that we can select the cabinet technology which is the best fit for the use case. And we have been deploying these things successfully now for several years, and there's several hundred of these cabinets in healthcare setting, including large health systems, outpatient surgery centers, physician offices, and retail pharmacies. Another example that I'd like to share is that we developed an expert system that is aiding the specialist physicians to more accurately diagnose rare and difficult to diagnose diseases. And the same system can also be used by payers, large insurance companies in their claims authorization processing. We have plans to further evolve the system by working with HITLAB this year to expand the algorithm and migrate to machine learning AI model.
Great, great. So, when you and I talked earlier in the week, I had mentioned that as GHI, we're investing in some supply chain tools. And I'm curious just how you think about, as a distribution company, things like cold storage or, all the new devices come out of that, maybe drone delivery, or just what are some of the future technologies in distribution that you're starting to see that will affect your business in digital?
Sure. So just specifically talking about cold storage solutions that we have developed, we're really proud of it. And we're hearing from our customers and partners that there are really no other solutions like what we have on the market today. So we really are proud and believe that we have one of the most innovative cold storage solutions in the market. And we're just constantly pushing the envelope and working on enhancing it. There are other advanced technology that we're putting into the cabinets, but the power really comes from the back-end engine that constantly monitors the health of the cabinets, automatically pushes out replenishment orders when the stocking levels fall below keep level, and invoice the customers on usage. Also, we make vast amounts of inventory transaction data and consumption pattern through a supply portal, which gives insight to the healthcare organizations and pharmaceutical manufacturers that they have not had before. So we are really providing all these various valuable data that people did not have access to, so that they can use that for making better decisions and get much better insight. We're not into a drone delivery yet, but who knows, maybe we can partner with someone and then give Amazon one for their money.
Right. But it sounds like you're a data company actually that is involved in distribution versus the other way around. How do you think about data? One of the phrases I've always used is data is sort of the currency of healthcare, and curious how you view data and what you might be able to do with it.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. And that's one of the things that we have worked with HITLAB on, and we want to do more in the future. And one thing that I want to just share is, as a wholesale distribution company, when we signed that a distribution agreement with the manufacturers, we are actually required contractually to provide them with lots and lots of transaction data on what we have purchased, who we have sold to, how much inventory we have on hand, things like that. So we are providing that data sometimes on daily, sometimes on weekly, sometimes monthly basis back to the manufacturers. But then they always come back and tell us, and they ask for information that we have already provided, which leads us to believe that when you give somebody just mountain of raw data, that really doesn't help them. That doesn't give them the insight that they're looking for. So what we're working on as a next step is to really correlate that data, summarize the data, and help draw the insight out that our partners don't seem to be able to do on their own. So that's the next step in our journey, is to not only collect data and provide raw data, but instead convert the data into information and insights that is going to help other people to make better business decisions. And in order for us to do that, then we have to invest in additional technologies and advanced algorithms to be able to do that. So we see that as a future.
Okay, great. So last two questions. I know we only have limited time here. Obviously, there's a lot of entrepreneurs in the audience, and those that are in the sort of specialty pharmaceutical business or biopharm business, how do they go about partnering with you?
So right now, the part of the initiatives that I'm involved in and working closely with HITLAB is in the very early stage where we're trying to look for, well, first validate, and then once we can validate, then set it up as a startup company inside traditional pharmaceutical distribution and specialty pharmacy companies. But I'm on LinkedIn. If anyone is interested in just discussing any of these topics that we talked about today further, just please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to. And if there are good business partnership opportunities or even ways where we can supply technology that we have developed, if it's a fit, then we'll be very interested in sitting down and having the discussion.
Well, great. Well, the last question, and glad Stan joined. I always like to put a plug in for HITLAB, and not only what the Breakthrough Open does, but what is your relationship with HITLAB, and what are you hoping to accomplish, working with them?
Yeah, so my relationship with HITLAB started about 2 years ago when I took a class that was offered by Columbia Business School and taught by Professor Stan Koshnowski. And it was really eye-opening for me, although I had been in healthcare industry and was a little bit interested in digital health, but I was real novice. And coming out of that class, I just realized that there's just so much more that we can do. And there were these opportunities that we hadn't pursued before. So I provided executive briefing to our management team upon completing the class, and they just gave me absolute thumbs up and a green light for me to develop our digital strategy and start working on those. And so we have been very closely partnered with HITLAB ever since and done a couple of projects, and we have one that we're about to kick off and do in 2022. So we look to HITLAB as a partner who can actually advise us, guide us on our digital journey, and a real wealth of resources from research, academia, and industry.
Well, John, thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you as chair of the Breakthrough Alliance. And Stan, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Bill, for a terrific conversation. And again, thank you, John, for taking time out of your busy schedule today and knowing just everything that's going on at FFF. Appreciate it. Thank you both.